Legend stage here in Rio. We began with 16 teams, but only 8 will progress forward to the coveted Champions stage. Day 2 saw Cloud9 and hometown favourites Furia making it through with 3 straight victories. 3 more teams joined them yesterday in the form of Outsiders, Fnatic and Heroic. But what exactly happened?
NIP 0-3.
Bad News Eagles plucked and stuffed.
FaZe Eliminado.
Vitality going home.
Sprout eliminated. 6 teams remain and only 3 can board the bus to the Jeunesse Arena. Welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters. It's major time, baby.
Yeah, they say good things come in threes, and for half of our teams today, that is true. Unfortunately, for the other half, they will be eliminated at the final hurdle here at the IEM Rio Major. Joining me to preface exactly what is going to be going down, got the beautiful Cassard and Mahone joining me down here. Mahone, our first ever death segment together. I'm very excited for this.
That is correct. We've worked a lot of events, but never on the same, playing field, I'd like to call it.
yeah, exactly. Speaking of the playing field, I guess it's kind of wide and open, I guess, with a FaZe out of the equation. Vitality, obviously, joining them, unfortunately eliminated going into the playoff stage. I don't know about you, this is pretty wide open in terms of the teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, nobody expected FaZe to be out. Definitely not Vitality too. I mean, but it is what it is. They played bad. They made some bad choices. They suffered for it, and they can go home.
Yeah, I didn't expect the Vitality game to be going, I guess, that convincingly in the favor of ENCE. I thought that was going to be going to a 3-map series at least.
Yeah, I thought so too, but Sunpass really showed that he can be a really strong opera, especially on that CT side, just sending Vitality home. I'm sure Maniac is crying at home right now.
Yeah, that's why Maniac isn't joining us up here for the opening segment, still mourning the loss of Vitality, but obviously going forward, we are in the final stage of this Legend stage, as we were reiterating, 3 teams going to be going forward to the Jeunesse Arena for the playoffs. We're going to be beginning out with MOUZ versus ENCE, then it's going to be Big facing the wrath of Na'Vi. I mean, that is a really tough matchup to be closing their Legend stage out with. Then Liquid versus Spirit. I feel like matches 1 and 3, they're not so decisive in terms of who's the favorite in that one.
No, definitely, especially the first one. I would say it's closest to 50-50 out of all these 3 matches that we have today. Also, the third match between Liquid and Spirit should be, in theory, a brawl. We know the CIS teams are super difficult to deal with, and Liquid has been playing all right so far. So it's going to be an interesting game, definitely. Besides the second one, Big and Na'Vi, that should be a one-way traffic, definitely in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, do you see anything going in Big's favor in that one, Mahone?
No, I don't think so. I think the one thing that they probably have is just that they don't have any pressure at this point. Na'Vi are, everybody would expect Na'Vi to win that. So I think if they can use that, there's some potential, but I think it's really grim.
Yeah, I think just looking at this kind of Legend stage overall, I don't know, we were discussing it in the green room saying this should in theory be the most stacked playoff bracket. Sure, we don't have the likes of FaZe and Vitality there, but for other kind of, I guess, heavier favorites in terms of Cloud9, perhaps Furia going forward with this one as well. I don't know. I'm really excited to see how it's exactly going to be playing out in the playoffs.
The things are opening up for Na'Vi and Cloud9, and definitely Furia, who has been going to be playing in front of the home crowd.
Yeah.
We already saw in the first stage what crowd can do for this team, and now we're going into a bigger arena with more people. It's going to be, amazing for them. But we're going to have to see what the bracket is going to look like, who's going to be facing who.
we can't lie about this team spirit. Sure, we saw the previous iteration making it all the way into the semi-finals of the last major. And I mean, Dexter for Wonderful, I think Wonderful's been delivering in spades.
You know what's also wonderful? Scrawny's mustaches as well.
Yeah? You rate those?
Yeah, I like it.
I like the
I like to see where he's going to go after this. Research and development
like
phase. It's going to go into the, you know,
I'd like
just a
that.
straight up gratification vibe. Right?
I miss Gratisfaction for that reason and that
Same.
reason only. I mean, just looking at some of the other games on the cards, maybe later, the games later on today, Mahone, because obviously Na'Vi taking on Big, we're kind of iterating that as being just a whitewash for Na'Vi. Any hopes of Big coming into that one?
I don't think so. I mean, like Laundra said, Simple always has great games against Big, and even yesterday when they played against BNE had no chance. Like, Simple is just hitting every single shot. I don't even think I saw him miss a single off shot. So I don't really see much for Big here.
Yeah, I think our first game of the day, that's probably going to be, I guess, the most even when we're looking at it like that, because we saw an exponential rise of MOUZ in that challenger stage going through 3-0. It's taken ENCE a little bit of time to warm up, but meanwhile, MOUZ have kind of petered off coming into the later stages.
Yeah, they reached their peak in the first stage, got it 3-0. They started off very well, beating Vitality in that third game on the Mirage, where they were down 7-0 and everything. And yesterday against Outsiders, I didn't really like what I saw. You know, they went for... it was Overpass and in the Inferno, and after the Overpass game, which was expected for them to lose in a way because they don't play it so much, and we know that Outsiders are a very dangerous team on that map. I think that, you know, the confidence didn't look well on their side, and even though they denied it in the interview afterwards, so I really think that body language didn't really show that much. But it's a new day, you know, it's a new day. They don't have the old guard, some of the experience who can just, you know, just reset them completely. But overall, they have been having a decent season, you know, and decent run as well. Even if they lose today, it's not going to be a shame.
Well, before we do dive headfirst into that one, I do want to check in with Banks once again. He's currently down with the crowd, getting some lessons in some of the chants you've been hearing.
The next chant we want to take a look at is one we heard a lot throughout the Furia times, but it's also going to be used for Liquid this time around. So you're going to explain this one to me, right?
So basically, we go like this.